Greetings, and greetings. Give me a second. How you guys doing? You guys good? What's going on? What's happening? Happy Tuesday. I think today's Tuesday, right? I think it is, actually. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Oh, I hope you had a beautiful day. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? How are you doing? I'm going to talk about something for a short amount of time. I don't want to talk for a long time. Here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. Maybe I'm an optimist. I see life differently. Understanding how energy works, I see life a lot differently. While people are in fear and in lack, I see so much more. You know what I mean? It's good to see you, Tiffany. It's good to see you. Yo, Trish, how you doing? While the majority of people are in lack and operating from lack, I see abundance. And I think that's why many people don't understand sometimes what I say at times. Hey, Alyssa, and I don't want to be confusing to many people. We have to change how we operate. If you operate from lack, you will always meet people who are going to keep you in that state. You're going to always meet situation that's going to keep you in that state. Hey, Miranda, do the man find the woman, or the woman find the man? I want to know the truth. Here's the deal. You know, when King Solomon, and I made a video. I made that video about how women look for men, and I think that video was taken. Actually, I was kind of playing on that video, but I see how many response I had when people were saying, "Is the man that find a woman? Is the man?" You know, the Bible says, "He who finds a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord." And it sounds good, right? And so somebody's asking me, who finds who? The man find the woman, or the woman find the man? And I'll answer the question honestly. Number one, King Solomon had 1,000 wives, and he's the one who wrote that. Okay, King Solomon had 1,000 wives. King Solomon had 1,000 wives, and he's the one who wrote that, right? And he found a whole lot of wives. He found a whole lot of concubines. He found a whole lot, and the one that he took, to heart destroyed him, right? Hey, Renita, how you doing? Hey, Amanda. Josephine, how you doing? Hey, Carolyn. The one that he took to heart destroyed him. Who is that? Jezebel? We got to be careful about how we interpret this Bible. Because if you look at the book of Ruth, it was a whole different makeup. Remember when it was Naomi who told Ruth to go in the field and glean and find, and do all the stuff, and then she meet Boaz, and Naomi told her, listen, go back to the field and lay at Boaz's feet, and when he wakes up, he's going to recognize you, and he's going to tell you what to do from there. She had to put herself in a place or a position. She had to place herself where she was seen, where she was recognized. Now, here's the thing about this right here, right? Here's the thing about this. In all reality, you don't find anyone. The man don't find the woman, and the woman don't find the man. What happened is the two will recognize each other, because you recognize energy. You recognize based on the frequency that you're in. That's what you recognize. Energy is just who we are and what we are. And I believe when we are aligned, we recognize each other. You don't find, listen, in this, ain't nobody missing. There's nobody to find. There is no one lost. There is no one to find, and there was no one to look for. The thing is, we are not in alignment. We are in lack. We're in a lack mentality. We're in a lack mindset. And we see things go bad before it happens. We see things go bad and become destructive, and we see things ending before it even starts. And since we operate in that mindset, we cannot hold on to anything. Now, one of the things that we have to learn, how would a woman know, how would a man know, is the frequency that you are in. You have to learn how to, listen, here's the deal, man. There's some work that has to be done. We call it work. Married 25 years. Amen. That's what I'm saying. There's some work that has to be done. And the work is, we don't do the work. And when I say the work, it means clear out the old stuff. Clear out the old stuff. Hey, Gina. Hey, Sheila. Tajim, how you doing? We gotta clean out the old stuff. And what that means, cleaning out the old stuff. All that lack operation, all that fear, all that doubt, that insecurity, all that anger, that misery, all that that mindset, that hurt, that pain, we gotta clear that out. Because if we look from that place, we're gonna see that place where we are looking from. That's all we're gonna meet is people who keep us in the space. If you are looking from a place of fear, all you're gonna see is a bunch of fear, and that's all you're gonna attract. That's all you're gonna bring back to you. You have to do the work. Many of us don't want to do the work. You gotta always evolve. Many of us haven't. Many of us still with hurt by our fathers, by our mothers. We still, and I'm talking about both men and women. We're still in a place where we don't even like ourselves. We're not at peace. We're not happy. We're not joyful. We're not pleasurous. Our emotions are not sweet. Our feelings ain't sweet. Our minds and our thoughts ain't sweet. Our body is not sweet. We are in a space where we are resistant and we are fearful for our lives. And when you meet anything that you meet in that survival state, you call it the masculine state. That's not masculine. It's survival. Anything that you meet in that state will destroy you. And so what it means is this, right? First, you have to remove or learn to live with those things being there. That hurt, that anger, that disappointment. We just can't, we think that if you look, listen, understand this, that every time you look out, what you are seeing is you. Every time you look out, all you are seeing is you. All you can recognize is you. You can recognize the way how you think, the way how you feel, what uh, you know, your perceptions, your perspective. That's all you can see is you. There's nothing else to see but you. And when you see you, what happens? You come back as a man or a woman. You come back as a man or a woman, and you stimulate yourself based on the person who come into you. If you want to find somebody, or if you want to recognize somebody, what you must do, you must learn to stop needing all that stimulation. Stop the need for all that stimulation. I think many of us, we want to be stimulated so much in this world where everything is felt and emotions are high and you can't rest and you can't relax and you can't silence your mind, you can't silence your body. What we are looking for is stimulation. We are looking to be stimulated. And as you look to be stimulated, people are going to come and stimulate you. But when they stimulate you, they leave you with nothing. You get nothing else. That's it. Everybody looking to feel, if you can't stimulate me this way, if you can't stimulate me that way, then I don't need it. And that false sense of relationship is why it doesn't last, because the stimulation could only last for that long. Listen, the stimulation, yeah, James, that stimulation could only last for that long, and that's what we are seeking. And when we begin to meet somebody in the first week, you want all this stimulation, and you call that chemistry. And when you seek for all that chemistry or the stimulation, it could only go down from there. It could only go back down, and we want too much chemistry. If you want to recognize your person, learn to stimulate yourself. Learn to be still, or learn to stimulate yourself, so that when you look at someone, you're not looking for the stimulation, because you can stimulate yourself. You're looking for clarity. You're looking for clarity. You're looking to see if I recognize this person. That you have to look for clarity, not stimulation. You're looking for somebody to stimulate your nipples and your chest and your back and your emotions and your feelings and you know. And when we do that, man, we don't give people the fair shot. Jolu, I ain't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? How do you stimulate yourself as a female or as a male? It's not about female or male. You have to be in a space in your life. By the way, I can't. My glasses not in, and my contacts are not in. So if I miss your comments, my apologies. All right. How do you stimulate yourself as a woman or a man? There's no separate how to stimulate yourself as a woman or a man. What happens? You have to learn to bring balance to yourself. Learn to bring balance to yourself. And what that means is sit with yourself and learn to identify the life that's within you. This song's corny as hell, and I know it. You have to learn to identify the life that's going within you presently. We have to learn how to stimulate or recognize that life that's within us. And that is enough. See that life that's happening within us? See that flow? That energy that's going in and out? That energy that's going through your body? As a matter of fact, if you sit still for a minute and you calm your mind and you sit still and relax your body, you're going to feel the energy moving up and down. If you just sit still, you're going to experience it. If you can't experience it, it's because you can't sit still. And when you can't sit still, you're going to need somebody to stimulate it for you. You want somebody to stimulate it for you. When you learn that the life is, listen, if you guys don't know this, let me tell you, there is so much happening within you right now. There's so much happening. There is so much happening within us right now. Life is happening fully. Life is happening abundantly, yet you want somebody from the outside to stimulate the life that's already happening within you. Life is happening so amazingly within you, and yet you're not doing anything for it. All you're doing is existing. Your heart is beating, your lungs is working, your mind is working, your kidneys, your blood is flowing, everything is working so in sync, and yet it's still not enough. And when it's not enough, then you want extra people to stimulate what's happening inside of you, because what's happening inside of you is not enough. So you have to leave what's happening inside of you and go out and seek something that's more fun, something that's more stimulated. And when we seek on the outside for what should happen on the inside, we're going to screw up the flow. We're going to get attached. We're going to get hurt. We're going to get abandoned. We're going to get disappointed. Because if what's inside of you cannot stimulate you, cannot suffice, if what's going on inside of you is not enough, nothing on the outside of you will ever be. Nothing, if what's going on the inside is never enough, then there is nothing on the outside that can do the job. And we have to learn that. So how do you stimulate yourself? You have to learn to sit still. You have to learn to be still. You have to understand that so many things have happened to you. You have went through so much. You have seen so much and experienced so much. Yet, it's just a part of the journey. We have to learn to sit still and stop allowing these emotions to make you react. Stop allowing all these emotions to make you react and do things that you don't want to do. Because after a certain point, you have no excuses anymore. You cannot blame. You're an adult. We are adults. We have to stop saying, this, the way how I feel made me do it. How I feel made me do it. How I thought made me do it. The past made me do it. The fear made me do it. And that's how you learn to stimulate yourself. And when you can sit still. Now, this is the same answer. If you can sit still and recognize the life that's going on. And you realize, that life inside of you. And I know it sounds corny. I know it sounds corny. I know. I get it. At a certain point, you are being hurt. And we have been in some stuff. We have experienced some things, man. And we get disappointed. We get heartbroken. We get mentally annoyed and broken. But if you sit still, just for a minute, and you just say this to yourself, it is God that's happening within me. Something that you can't explain. Something that you don't understand. It's something that you don't deserve or not deserve. There's a phenomenon that's happening within you that you cannot do on your own. That is God happening within you. I know it's corny. I know it sounds ridiculous. But that is God happening within you. And if that doesn't stimulate you enough to realize what I have experienced all my life is still in the present moment. God is happening within me because that's what life is. It's God. And when life or God is flowing within you and you can recognize that God, then you can recognize that God that is flowing within someone else. Because what you do when you recognize your partner, you recognize, as you call it, your soulmate, you recognize your husband or your wife. You don't find them, you recognize them. But you must recognize that God or that life first. And when you can recognize that God within yourself, then when you look outside of yourself, you will see God in all human beings. And you get to select the one that God is talking to you directly to in that person. That's how you find or you recognize your person. The Strawberry Bear Boutique, how you doing? Thank you. We don't do that. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the anger, right? We want to keep the resentment. You want to keep excuses to have this lack mentality, this insecurities, this doubt, this fear, and all you're experiencing is the same thing that's on the inside. As within, so without. As within, as I think on the inside, I experience on the outside. As I believe on the inside, I experience on the outside. As I live on the inside, I live on the outside. And if I live on the inside, fear and doubt and insecurities, I find that on the outside. And that's all I can find, because if I find peace and happiness, I cannot recognize it. It feels uncomfortable. You see, when I tell people sometimes to sit still, it feels uncomfortable. Why? Because you're not still on the inside. So your body cannot be still on the outside. Let me explain to you. Let me explain, because I don't think we're getting it. I don't think we're getting it. You see, what you experience on the inside is what you experience on the outside. The same thing. There is no other things to experience but your own inside. And it's very hard, because when you are busy on the inside, you can't sit your ass down and be still on the outside. So when I say to my clients, hey, time to sit still. How? You can't sit still? Well, what do? You do nothing. Well, how do I not do that? Because my mind is burned. It's okay. Let your mind go. But you know why you can't sit? Do you know why you can't do it on the outside? Is because the inside is not doing it either. They both has to be in sync and in harmony. The inside and the outside is harmonious. They are in a beautiful harmony. The inside and the outside is in a beautiful harmony. And if you realize that the outside don't work, is because the inside ain't clear. The inside ain't working. How do you find your man or woman? Number one, let's get into it. Let's get into it. How do you find your person? Like I said before, you don't find nobody. You recognize your person. But you have to operate in a certain frequency. You know, if you believe that what you ask for can be done, and you believe that it will be done, and you believe that it is done, then you have no excuse not to have it. You have no reason not to walk into it. But if you believe that it can be done, but you don't believe that it exists, you're confusing it. If you believe that it can be done, but outside you believe it's not there, then you cannot experience it. It's impossible. You can't have two different beliefs on the inside. Many of us, we believe things like God provides all my needs. On God give me everything I ask for, but yet on the outside we still operate in lack. I don't know. I don't think it's coming. I think there's just what did somebody say? I think somebody told me once. Somebody said, God, we need a refund. He said, hey, Jasmine, he says, like a pastor. He said, she said, you see these men that you put here, we need a refund. Take these men back and give us back some other men. That's what he said. Hey, was it Pizoing? What's up, One King? How you doing? Seriously, she said, God, I need you to come and take these men. We need a refund and bring the other men back who needs to be here. And I'm gonna tell you all something, right? That's a very strong belief, because you believe that God left you here by yourself to suffer. And once a person believes that, you become a victim. And once you become a victim, life begins to victimize you, because again, you're experiencing your own thoughts and your own feelings like it's true. Whatever is in your mind as is true, your body will bring it to a reality. You're the one who brings sickness to yourself. You're the one who bring death to yourself. You're the one who bring hurt to yourself. You're the one who bring those people to yourself. You're the one who bring suffering to yourself. There's nothing that comes to you just, nothing comes to you just randomly. See, everybody want to think life is random when you don't, when you lack the ability to self-control, to control your emotions. Peace and blessing. Indeed, indeed, indeed. People make permanent decisions on temporary situations all the time and then live in regret, which cause them to just repeat the same mistake. Indeed. Indeed. I mean, seriously, listen, if you want to meet your person, first you must believe that your person exists. Stop with all this, ain't nobody here. Listen, I know. Social media is highlighting all the people who talk the most trash. Social media is highlighting everybody who is evil. Social media is you know, they shining a light on people who talking trash, who bitter, who angry, who miserable. And when you see that, you think that's all that exists. So now your belief systems, you know, the thing about the subconscious mind is if you keep seeing something on repeat, the subconscious mind takes it as truth. If you keep seeing something, um if you keep seeing something and hearing it on repeat, your subconscious mind accepts it as truth. Yeah, we accept it as truth. And when we understand that we accept it as truth, by continuously hearing it and seeing it and hearing it and seeing it and hearing it and seeing it, after a while, the subconscious mind does not get to reject it anymore. The subconscious mind says, hey, it is what it is. And when it comes out in our fears, in our anxiety, and our insecurities. It comes out in our actions and our behavior. It comes out in our resistance. Because when you go out there, the first thing that you think when you meet somebody is not going to work. You have to impress me. You have to do so much. You have to make up for all the ones who have hurt me. You have to make up by going, showing, having all this money, having all this stuff. And if you can't, then I'm not wasting my time again. And we have this idea, and that's why it doesn't work. To be honest, man, 8 billion people here. All of them ain't bad. Maybe maybe I'm an optimist. There are so many great women and men amongst us. But the reason why we can't see them is because we don't believe. That's why. Some of you think that you're the only one that's left. Some of you really believe that you are the only one that's left. Some of you believe that it's just you. You're the only good woman left. You're the only good man left. You're the only good, and you're the only trustworthy person. You're the only good person left. You are the only person who's qualified. You are the only one on that frequency. And that belief system, you are experiencing it. You are living it. Are you wrong or right? You both. You are experiencing exactly what you believe. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. You are experiencing it just exactly like how you believe it. And until you change your belief, every experience will be evidence to your belief. Every experience that you have will be evidence to what you believe. So first, you must change your belief system. You want to meet your person? Change your belief system. You got to change your belief system. Whatever you believe. Hey, Speedy, you are what you think. You have to change your belief system. I hear it all the time. Men ain't shit. Ain't no good men. Women are just. I hear a man said the other day, women cannot love. Women can only give you. Women can only reciprocate, but they don't love or they don't give. I'm like, what? Then I hear the men say again, women are gold diggers, and all they want is something that you. And then the women are saying men are trash and ain't no good men left, and all the good men are already passed on, and all the good men are in heaven. And we have both genders saying those things, and we are both suffering. And that's why we live in disharmony. It doesn't work because what we think we are seeing. We are seeing it in front of our very eyes. Do you know the reason why we live the way we live is because of what you believe? Do you believe that? We live the way we live. Yeah, men do say that. And women do say it too. We live the way we live because of what we believe. To all that believe, everything is possible. So if you think all the men are gone, it's possible. In your reality, all the good men are gone because you created a world where all the good men are gone. If you believe that all the good men or no men exist, you're going to create the reality that no good men exist. And in that reality, you're going to scope all the raggedy ones together. You're going to scope them up together. You're going to pile them, you're going to have them in a pile. And once you have them in that pile, because your reality says that's what I can focus on, that's what I can think of, that's what I can see. And since you can see those, everyone who approaches you will be those raggedy men because that's all that exists. And even if a good one approaches you, he might be this, he might be too short, he might be too this, he might be too dark, he might be too light, because you have to make what you believe true. You have to make it true. It has to be facts. Because your belief system, you will live your belief. You will experience your belief. And many of you, you don't even recognize that this is your own doing. Nobody is in charge of your experiences. It's yours. Your experiences come from you. Your belief come from you. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is your experience here. This is your experience. This is your life. However you choose to live it is your choice. But if you want to meet or recognize your person, you must first remove all those limited beliefs. You got to remove them. It doesn't help you. And it doesn't protect you. Some of you think that if I keep believing ain't no good men here and ain't no good women here, then it will protect me from being hurt. When that you are hurt in the first place to believe that in the first place. You have to be hurt to believe that. You have to be hurt to believe that. Some of you are raising sons. If there's no good men here, who your sons is raggedy too? Your sons are going to be raggedy too? Because some of your sons is just like the one that you speak of. Some of your sons are just like the ones that you speak of. Or the way how you see them. So you telling me even your sons are raggedy? So men just become raggedy. It's because we can only see what we are. Hey, Rosetta. We can only see what we are. What's up, William Lynn? How you doing, man? You can only see what you are. You can't see nothing else. You can't see nothing else. You have to leave that frequency to see something else. So, number one, get rid of your limited belief. Number two, what you have to do, the Bible said when you pray, man, when you ask for something, you have to believe that it's already done. And when you believe that something is already done, you begin to walk as if it is done. Hey, Beatrice, how are you doing? You have to walk as it is done. You have to walk in it. You can't believe that you are wealthy, but act like you broke or keep saying I'm poor. You can't ask for wealth and then when you leave God's eyes or God's presence, you act, oh man, I'm broke as hell, man. Then you're double-minded. You are confused in the energy. Which one am I? Which energy am I taking? Which energy am I taking? I don't understand. Where you want me to go? You said you asked for wealth. God, in God's presence, you ask in God or the Creator or whatever you believe in for wealth. But then when you leave, you keep repeating that you are poor, you are this and you are that. Then therefore, it's what you believe. That means you don't believe what you're asking for exists. So therefore, what you believe on the other side is what you keep. Again, my favorite quote: "You look at a man for what he is, he becomes worse. You look at a man for what he is, he becomes worse. You look at a man for what he could be, and he becomes the man that he should be." Let me say it again. My favorite quote: "You look at a man for what he is, and he becomes worse." Some of y'all just need to look. Stop looking at your man, your husbands, or men for what they are, or what you think that they are, because all you're gonna see is a worse scenario. You look at a man for what he is, and he becomes worse. You look at a man for what he could be, and he becomes the man that he should be. Listen, you look at your situation. If you look at your situation for what it is, it becomes worse. Let's not even go into the man part. If you look, hey Chesney, if you look at your situation for what it is, it becomes worse. Because if you look at from where you are, let me explain to you how that works, okay? Let me explain to you how that works. It means this. If you look at your life for what it is, you see the problems, you see the drama, you see the situations that you don't like, you see the issues, you see everything there. It becomes worse because it keeps you in the same frequency. If you look at it for what it is, it makes you whatever you experience in fear, you know, anxiety and sickness. If you look at it for what it is, it gives you the same energy back. It gives you the same energy. It gives you the exact energy back. That means the feeling that comes when you look at this life for what it is, the feeling that comes that matches it, you don't like it. It's a very low vibration. Seriously, if you look at life for what, if you look at your situation that you don't like for what it is, you're going to get the feelings and the emotions from that. And when you get the emotion and the feelings, this is the thing that goes out to keep attracting the level of equality in your behaviors, your people, your situations, and your circumstances. It's the feeling and the emotion that goes out and bring back the equivalence of your feelings. It brings back the same situation that matches. If you feel shitty, let me make it into layman's terms. That means if you feel shitty, so when you look at your life, you feel shitty. Let's explain this right here. When you look at your life and you feel shitty, let's say you feel terrible or ashamed. Let's say ashamed or guilty, because we know how many of you carry guilt. If you look at your life and you feel guilty, as you feel guilty, as you feel ashamed, what happened? That energy of shame and guilt goes out, right? That energy of guilt and shame goes out. And what happens? It connects to those who's going to instill that guilt and instill that shame and keep you in that same place. It goes out and that frequency connects to those who carry that same frequency. Not the same exact energy, but the same frequency, similar frequency. You don't have to be guilty and shame to carry the same frequency. You could be a liar, a cheat, a thief, and you carry the same frequency as a person who's always in guilt and a person who's ashamed. Understand, you don't have to be shame and guilt for that energy to touch you. That means that you're not going to attract a man who carries shame and guilt. You're going to attract probably a liar, a narcissist who can keep you in that same frequency, because in all reality, you are aligned. It's the same energy. You just see it differently. You just want to think in your mind that it's different because, well, I'm not a liar and I'm not a cheat, so why am I keep attracting? You said that you attract what you are. Then I'm not a cheater. Why do I keep attracting cheaters? It's because you're not attracting cheaters. You are attracting the people in your vibrational frequency. And in your frequency, there might be liars and cheaters and abusers, and you might hate yourself and you might despise yourself, and it matches perfect and they recognize you. Do you get what I'm saying so far? So what happens now when your energy goes out because you feel guilt and shame? It brings back the situation or circumstance that keeps you in that same vibration. It keeps you in the same vibration, guilt and shame. So the man or woman that comes, the situation at work, right? Your boss, your kids, everything would bring back guilt and shame because that's the frequency from which it came. That's the vibration. It's a cycle. So understand this. If you look at your situation for what it is, it remains the same. Some of you always keep talking, I'm single, I'm single, I'm single, I'm single, I'm single. And you're looking at yourself for what you are. You're going to stay single. You're going to stay angry. You're going to stay tired. You're going to stay broke because you're looking at yourself for what you are. You're going to stay unhappy. You're going to stay miserable. You're going to stay unhealed. You're going to stay traumatized because you are looking at yourself for what you are. Because it's very difficult. Let me tell you this. It's very difficult. Do you notice that I just don't talk about the men and women thing. I don't talk about how to get a man or woman in these videos. I talk about fixing yourself, your own frequency, changing your thoughts and your feelings. Because that's how we have whatever we want. If you keep looking at yourself for what you are, hurt, sad, scared, insecure, that's what you keep getting in return. That's what you keep getting. That's what you are aligned to. It starts with you. It has to start with you, and it ends with you. So if you want, I'm telling you, change your belief system. Change your belief system. And learn to walk in it. You keep talking, you single, you get it. Sometimes I confuse people. I'm a millionaire. Are you really? In my mind, I know what I'm saying. I'm not lying to you. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm meaning. It may not be physical yet, but spiritually it is. I already got it. And so I must walk in that energy. I have to. It is very hard. The reason why we can't do it is because it feels completely like a lie. Somebody said, well, I feel like I'm lying when I feel like this. Well, you tell me to look at me for what I could be, and I could become what I should be. But how do I do it? Because when I look at myself like I'm happy, I feel like I'm lying to myself. It's okay. Feel it. It's feel like you're lying. Go ahead, lie. Lie to yourself. Hey, Kathy, feel like you're lying. Lie. Listen, and every time you feel it, lie. Feel that lie. Let it sink in. Feel like you are lying to yourself. It's okay. It just means it's uncomfortable because you are stepping out of your frequency, your box. It means that you are stepping outside of your box, your comfort zone, your misery, your how I see myself. It means that you have to get uncomfortable just for a moment. And that moment might last a long time, but you have to change the way how you feel and see yourself. You have to walk in it. You have to learn to walk in your truth. And if your truth is, I know God, remember I said, you see that breath that you don't try to take, but it just comes by itself? You see that breath that you try to, do you see that breath that you are not trying to take, but you're not even aware of it? I mean, you know how many times you just breathe on this live without you trying? Thousands. You see, do you know who's doing that? It's not you. It's not you. Yeah, we call it our unconscious self. Something is doing it for you. You see how your heart is beating by itself without you trying? You're not doing that. Some of you just ate. Your food is digested. You didn't do that. You didn't digest that food. You can't. It happened. You see how your kidneys is doing what it does? You're not doing it. You see how your eyes are looking out? You're not doing it. It's not you doing it. Hey, Brenda, it ain't you doing it. It ain't you. There's this thing that we call God going on inside of us. And you have to trust that that same God is going on inside of everyone else. You must trust that the same God that's going on within you is going on within them. And when you can trust that, you learn to relax. When you can trust that, you learn to understand. When you can trust that, hey Melly Mel, how you doing? When you can trust that, you're gonna be okay. Because the first thing is, if that God is happening within you, as you begin to see yourself and visualize yourself in a beautiful relationship, you begin to take your guard down. Stop being so afraid of being hurt. You can't invest money and think that you're going to lose it. You can't live every day and be afraid to die. Then your life will be just whack. And you can't have relationships and afraid of breakups. It will be whack. You know, one thing that we must do here is leave. We leave friendships behind. We leave our kids. We leave our family, our parents leave us. We can't be afraid of that so much that we don't get to enjoy our families now while we have them. And this is what we are doing when it comes to relationship. We are afraid of the end because we think that we are wasting our time thinking that this is supposed to be something else that is not. Many of us are not in a space. Many of us are not in a space of peace and happiness. Seriously, many of us are not in a space of peace and happiness. Many of us don't want to be in that space because we think if we get to, there must be something happening in my life that should happen and then peace is gonna come. And then many of us, I see on my, especially on my platform, is everybody say things. You know what we say? We say things like, I just want my peace. I just want my peace. Where's my... And what it means to your subconscious mind is you cannot find peace and a relationship at the same time. You know, something that's called suggestions to your mind. One thing about your mind can make some suggestions, but when the subconscious mind accepts a suggestion, it becomes fact. It becomes law. It becomes creation for the mind to create in your reality. Once your mind accepts a suggestion as its own, it becomes real. And so when we say things like, hey, I'm single because I love my peace, that is you telling me, that is you telling your mind, that is you telling everybody around you, you can't have both. And guess what? Since you already have it in your mind, oh, it's true. Your mind will prove that to you over and over. It has to. We still don't realize that our words, we still don't realize that our words are law. We don't realize that our words come from our hearts. Our words are laws. Our words are written in stone. Once you see something in this universe, you don't get it back. You don't get to take it back. You can't. So when you say, you know, I don't want my peace, yes, that means you can't have peace. You can't have peace in a relationship. So the next person that you meet is going to be chaotic. It's going to be destructive. This is why you suffer. If you think that I can't have both a relationship and peace, the next man or woman that you meet will make you eat that word. It would make you feel those every word that you just spoke, and you are right. And it gives you evidence to what you already thought. It keeps you in a space of you are locked up. You become Rapunzel. Many of you have become Rapunzel. You have climbed up this tower. The power of the tongue. You have climbed up this tower, and you're up there by yourself waiting for your prince to come find you. And now, at this moment, you don't even believe anymore that the prince still exists. True or false? You don't even believe in your story that there's a prince. True or false? Let's be honest. Do you even believe in the prince anymore for coming to find you? You have locked yourself in that high tower. And everybody who come knocking on that tower on the first floor ain't getting in. They shake their heads. Nobody getting in anymore. Because it makes you feel safe. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel safe. Now, when somebody said, I am ready for love, I am ready for love. If you're ready for love, the first thing that you must do is love. If you're really ready for love, begin to love now. Seriously. So tell the spirit to stop lifetime though. If you want love, what you have to do, I would say number 3, if you want love, once you remove, right now, it's hard to find what we want because it's hard to find what we want, but it's not hard to find what we are. Because everything that you have in your life is an extension of you. Everything in your life is an extension of you. And so everyone that you meet around you will remind you of you. As you call it, your old self. Everybody that you meet will remind you of your old self. Or you, period. Because everybody's an extension. And everybody who comes to you is welcomed by your spirit. Believe it or not. It's not by chance. I mean, it's not coincident. We like to think it's coincident because we don't like to understand that it's we doing it. Because to think that we is us, it's very scary. When we mirror each other, when we think that it's just random, we begin to, we relinquish our responsibility, our accountability. It's not we're not accountable for this. Aren't you? We are. We are. We really are. We have to learn. We have to understand it is not easy to find what we want. It's easy to find what we are. Because everything that we are, everything around us show us and reveal to us who we are. When you have those emotional connection, those emotions, that's fear, that doubt, that this and that's reminding you of who you are. So everybody around you will create those experiences for you. It reminds you of who you are. Because when you become who you want, those people will no longer bring out those emotions from you. Because that's not why you had them. See, you are two different people. You're two different people now. You're a whole different person. See, when you deal with your stuff, you become you become the Christ. You become the Christ. And so now, when you become the Christ, the experience change. Now, I know some of y'all don't understand when I say become the Christ. Don't get confused. Don't get too caught up into that word, okay? I don't want to offend you. I'm just saying, when you die to yourself. I'm from the Caribbean. Everything about my name today because everybody, everything, every experience. If it, especially when it stimulates one of your emotions, your feeling, it's your extension. Because if it wasn't, it won't stimulate you. It won't be special. It won't be special anymore. So when somebody says, I am ready to love, what you first must do is love. I think many of us, we are waiting. I think many of us are waiting. We are waiting for us to be loved first before we give love first. And the love that we're giving out is this expectational, little fearful, scared love. We're scared to death to use it because we think if I love and you don't love me back, if I love and you don't love me, it hurts. If I love, so the level of love that we use is so childish. It's so ridiculous. So selfish. If you want love, if you want money, you must first give money. If you want money, you must first give something equivalent of money. If you want peace, you must give something equivalent of peace. And if you want love, you must give that love freely away. And when you give something away, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's anything else, if you give it and you feel anxious when you're giving it, what comes back is suffering. If it's money that you're giving that feels anxious when you give it, pain comes back. If you give money and you feel sad and hateful when you give it, don't do it. It becomes chaos that comes back. Listen, if you're paying your bills with attitudes, what comes back? The money never comes back. As a matter of fact, every time it comes back, it cannot stay. See, when money leaves your hand, I'm going to teach you something real quick. When money leaves your hand and you can't stand it going, when money leaves your hand and you are anxious and you are hateful and you don't want to leave your hand, if money leaves your hand that way, it doesn't come back because every time it comes back, it goes instantly. It goes. It comes and it goes. Same day. You get paid one day, the same day you got 13 cents left in your, it goes instantly. It goes because the energy from where it's sent from, I can't operate there. If you have a husband or a wife and every time you want to go somewhere, you go to work that husband or wife is angry and miserable. I don't want you to go. Why you always gotta leave the house? Why you always gotta just like this? If you have that person, you don't want to come home to that person. Every time you come home, you gotta sit in the car for an hour. Because you know when you come back in, it's about to be some shit. I mean, think about it. Think about it, man. It's the same thing with money. You all think it's different. It's just energy. Money is energy. People is energy. Love is energy. Peace is energy. Relationship is energy. It's all energy. It all operates on the same law. It operates in the same law. It's nothing different. So a lot of you, when money leaves your hands, you scared. You think that it's not coming back. You're insecure. You're angry, and you're cussing it out. Who comes back to that? Nothing. Nothing comes back to that. Nothing comes back. Nothing comes back to that. If you are in a relationship and every time your partner want to leave to go out or to go dancing or to go to work or to go outside and you fussing and fighting, nothing. They don't want to come back to you. They're already tired of you already. They're like, oh, here comes this BS. They don't want to walk in the house. They stay in the car for 3 hours pumping up music, getting their vibes up. You ever pull up to your home and stay in your car for an hour with some music on? You ain't doing a damn thing. You just... Because you know when you walk in that house, about to be some mess. You don't want to come back, but the only reason why you come back is because you live there. And all your stuff is there. Seriously. I know I don't see it that way. But I understand it's the same with love. It's the same with love. It's the same with love. Hey, thank you, William. Thank you. William said, I'm interested. I used to drive to work with music pumping. Used to do it all the time, but it caused kids. Not me. I'm telling you. Same with love. Many of us, the love that leaves us, oh. Many of us, the love that leaves you, oh. You ever, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Be honest. You ever love someone and you're scared to death that they're going to leave? Think about it. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. Have you ever loved and you scared to death that they're going to leave? You scared to death that they don't love you back? You scared to death that they're probably doing something crazy? You scared to death that it won't work out? Many of us have. Many of us have. Let's be honest. No? Indeed. Many of us have. Many of us have. Many of us have loved, but the way how we love was just selfish, expecting, scared. I don't want to get hurt. You ever love and you just afraid to get hurt? Because, the higher you climb on the ladder, when you look down, you're like, oh, shit, I'm high. You ever climb a ladder to your house? That's what I'm talking about, PJ Suit. That's what I'm talking about. Have you ever climbed up a ladder to fix something? And the higher you climb, even though the thing is secure, but when you look down, you're like, oh, shoot, and you begin to... Well, that's like how we look at love. Many of us, when you climb that ladder, because once you increase that frequency, because love is an increased, is an elevated frequency. And once you're in that frequency, and you look down and you see what could happen, that person could leave. That person could divorce you. That person could just ghost you. That person could... And once you start that, they're going. Because your behaviors, the way how you conduct yourself, the way how you speak, the way how you think begin to match that feeling. It's not matching the love. It's matching your fear now. The way how you push them away without even realizing that you are. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for being a supporter. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Erica. My newest member. The way how we think. I'm telling you, it becomes scary. And when we love, man, we get scared. We get scared. And when you get scared, what comes back is them people who ain't much. So if you want to love, if you want love, learn to give love. Maybe with the creature that could only see fear. Wait, which movie was that again? I forgot that movie. If you want to love, if you want love, give love first. That's where we stop. That's where we, but how? If you want to get love, you must give love first. And when you give love, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of not being loved right. Don't be afraid of not being desired. Don't be afraid. The necessary dose of today. Hey, how you say your name? Let me call you Sylvia. Seriously, if you want love, give love. And you know how you give love? Let me tell you how you give love. Can I tell you all how to give love? Can I tell you how? Can I show you all how to give love? Because this may sound obvious, but it's not obvious. Let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. When you give love, right? Don't throw your pearls to swine. A proverb originally from the Bible, Matthew 7:6, meaning you shouldn't waste valuable things on effort on people who won't appreciate them, who might. Yep, I get what you're saying with that too. See where you're going with that. How do you give love? Number one, the first thing first, you must recognize what's in there first. And how do you recognize what's in there? By seeing what came out of you, what's been coming out for the past 3 years. Look at 5 years back, and look and see what's been coming out. Seriously, look and see what has been coming out: anger, resentment, hatred, misery, right? Insecurities, doubt, fear. Look and see what's been coming out. Listen, this is mindful. This is mindful thinking. Okay, this is mindful thinking. Okay, got it. That was him and his son, right? This is called mindful relationship. This is not the ones that you see on social media, the people who talk about, well, you just gonna go out and wear something nice and, look at the men. When the man look at you like this, that means he likes you. When he don't look at you, we ain't got there yet. But because that's irrelevant. Because what I'm telling you is to how to place yourself, how to place that energy, how to take that energy that within yourself and mold it and cultivate it to what you desire it to be, so that you can attract the same energy on the outside, and how to recognize it. Listen, this is not hey, this is how to date. You gotta go on a dating site, and we're not going there. We're going mindfulness. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's the same thing. This is mindful energy. How do you love? Let me tell you how. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've studied for many years. I've studied for many, many, many years. And am I young? You think I'm young, Antoinette? I think I'm old. I'm 40-something years old. So this is how we do it. For the past 5 years, look and see who you dated. Look and see who you liked. Look and see who you was drawn to. Look and see who you was attracted to. Look and see who you was with. And look and see the emotion that came out of you on a regular basis. Look and see your most popular emotion that comes out of you, where your mind goes the quickest, where your energy goes the fastest. Look and see the feelings that you feel. That means those are in you. That's what you're given. Those are the things that you are given quickly, because that brings you back to a survival mode, where love is not necessarily in your life. Love is not necessary at this point. This point is to survive. That means fear. That means insecurities. That means chase the bag, chase this, release your sex hormones. That's survival. That's what we are doing. And in that state, you got to see what comes out in that state. And that's what you recognize. Okay? The second thing is this right here. When you see what's coming out, that means that's what you are giving off to everyone. If it comes out, it's what you are given. It comes out is what you are given without even trying. It's subconsciously giving that out to everyone who comes. You are still there? Well, I'm on 2 platforms and nobody is texting. Nobody is commenting. You are there? Am I frozen? Let me know if I'm frozen so I could... My internet died or something? Let me make sure my internet is not... Okay, good. Shoot. Hey, Miranda, not for men. Not men. No, ma'am. Not men. Women, but not men. Okay, you are looking back. Okay, good. Thank you. What's up, Bernard? How you doing, man? Okay, good. I thought, yeah, nobody was. I was like, yeah, I thought everybody left. I thought my internet was broke. So, so what now is you look and see what's coming out. Look, look and see what's flowing out of you just without you even, when you go at work, look and see what comes out. Look and see what experience that you are experiencing. Look and see your emotions. Look and see what you are feeling. Look and see how tired you are and how drained you are. If you are tired all the time and drained all the time, what's in there is draining you. And if it's in there draining you, well, you're gonna drain me too. That's one way how to look at things. That's one way how to look at things. If what's inside of you is draining you, everybody that you come around, you're gonna be draining them too. Please, 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 please. And this is why you need somebody to stimulate you, and you need somebody to come and take you away from that. Everybody I meet is boring. Somebody told me everybody who I meet is boring. No, 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 no. They're not boring. You are dead on the inside. You are dead on the inside. What's up, Mika? How you doing? Thank you, Miss Don. You are dead on the inside. You're looking for somebody to come and take that energy and store it around so you can feel alive. That's not nobody's responsibility but yours. That's your responsibility. Because if somebody come and stir it up and you can feel alive, you are now attached. Listen, here's the dangerous thing. Here's the danger. What's up, Josephine? Here is the danger that you don't realize. Please understand this danger. If you don't know how to stimulate yourself, and you don't know how to stir up that thing that you have going on, if you don't know how to stir up those feelings, those thoughts, those past, those mind, those this, those that, those this, those that, if you don't know how to stir it up and create a sweet tasting emotion and a sweet tasting feeling, hey Tamara, if you don't know how to stimulate that, then when somebody comes, if you don't know how to do it, and everybody is boring, and everybody I meet is boring after 2 weeks, oh my God, if you allow somebody to come in and they have the power, or you give them the power to stimulate all that shit on the inside, that means you are just lost. That means what you have done, you gave somebody the key to assist you in being completely attached. That's what you just did. Because if you can't do it on your own, that person will hold that up in front of you and dangle that thing in front of you for years. Because nobody else can make you do this. You didn't give nobody else the key. As a matter of fact, you don't even have the key for that own stimulation. So it becomes very dangerous. And this is what we do. This is what a lot of us do. We don't know how to stimulate ourselves. So we sit there and wait and hope somebody come and stimulate us. And we wait for the right person to come and stimulate us. And when they stimulate you, you have to feel alive. You have to stimulate me in conversation, stimulate me in actions, stimulate me on dates, stimulate me in the bedroom, stimulate me on the phone, stimulate me in dinner, stimulate me on the outside. And if I give somebody that, oh my God. And we think that's normal because that's what is usually preached on dating sites. That's what's usually preached by people that's talking on social media. It's preached that way. We are waiting for somebody to come and stimulate us. If you learn how to stimulate yourself, you remove that responsibility from someone else. And now you get to see them clearly for what they are doing, who they are, and what you're not afraid to leave. You're not afraid to lose. You're not afraid them to walk away. You are seeing what they are. Do we understand this? Do we understand this? That damn dopamine, right? We are waiting to be stimulated. You got to cut that off. So if you want to be loved, how to create love on the inside is learn to see what's coming out so that you can see what's in there. Only when it comes out, you can see what's in there. Only when it comes out, you get to know what's in there. All that insecurities, all that doubt, that means all that shit is in there. And you begin to sit still and learn how to visualize yourself at your highest. Learn to see yourself at your most greatest. Okay, we already seen ourselves at our lowest. We already see ourselves through. Listen, can I tell you something, man? We already seen the trauma. We already seen it. We tasted it. we touched it, we looked at it, we heard it, we seen it. But we can't keep looking at ourselves the way how the trauma happened to us. We can't keep looking at ourselves the same way 15 years ago when that happened. That happened 15 years ago. It's no longer happening. You have to develop a way how to see yourself. If you look at yourself, if you look at a man for what he is, he becomes worse. The reason why you are becoming worse is because you are looking at yourself for the way you are, with the trauma there, with the disappointment there, with the fear there, with the anger there, the resistance, the resentment. You are looking at yourself for what you are, because so now you are becoming worse. You're not improving. You are already seeing you at your worst. Now try something else. Somebody said, do something else. Look at somewhere else. You gotta elevate you gotta place. Listen, the Bible says, put your eyes. What is it? Point your eyes above. What is it? Place your eyes. Please tell me what the scripture said. Please tell me what the scripture said, because it said something about placing your eyes on. Somebody told. I know one of you all know. I can't think about it now. It's not coming to my mind. Place your eyes on high. Place your mind and your eye. Listen, you gotta think about the high things. You keep thinking about the low things. Why you keep going low? Why you keep going low? Why are you looking low for? Ain't nothing there. It's dirt there. Look at you. Place your eyes to the heavens. Look to the heavens. Look to the heavens. That's what you gotta look for. Look up. Look in the elevated way. Look up. Switch. We ain't going through that no more. Look up now. It's time to look up. What you are looking? Stop looking down, because if you gonna look down, you're gonna find what you're looking for. And every day you find it, you can't stand what you are finding. Then stop looking for it. What are you looking for? Your worth down there? What you deserve down there? Your happiness? Your peace is not there. Look to the hills. From what? Look to the hills. You are looking down too much. And when you look to the hills, when you look up, it means look and see what you want to experience on the inside. You in a higher state, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Look at the hill. Look to the better version of you. Look to the higher version. From whence my help will come. Hallelujah. Listen, if you understand what that means, man. Hold on, let me see. It says, to you I will lift up my eyes, or you are enthroned in the heavens. Behold, as the eyes of the servant looks on. Not the one though, Miranda. It wasn't the one that I was trying to quote. Look at the earth below, for the heavens will vanish like smoke there. The earth will wear out like the garment, and his people will die like gnats. You know what though? We have to learn that we have to be able to see our higher selves and walk like we are already at our higher self. That means, I know we've been through some things, but we have to be done going through them things. We have to be done with it. Scenery, like the beauty of the island. I'm telling you, from whence cometh my help? We have to look up. Listen, let me tell you how the law of assumption, the law of attraction works. You have to place in your mind what you want to experience. Once you place it in your mind, the mind creates a picture. When you see the picture and you look at the picture, it creates a feeling and an emotion. It creates an experience on the inside. And as it creates the experience on the inside, it comes to pass. As it comes to pass, now that the picture is there spiritually, it is already created spiritually. If you close your eyes and you see trauma, you know where you're going? Towards trauma. True or false? If you close your eyes and you experience trauma, your behaviors, your speech, your words, your actions, your emotions all matches trauma, and you go down into trauma. You go back into the past again, and you bring that trauma out, the experience out, and you live it again. That's what you are doing. That means you are walking into the trauma, and you are walking in trauma, and every step that you take, trauma is right there because that's where you place your eyes. You have placed your eyes on the damn valley down there. Once you place your eyes on the valley, that's what you're going to experience. Place your eyes on the hill. That means, yes, you're already been through the trauma. Yes, you might be in the valley right now. Yes, you might be in the valley of the shadow of death. But look at the hills from whence your help comes. Your help is you going to prepare a place for you. You don't get confused with the two. You are going to prepare. In my father's house are many mansions. If it was not so, I would not have told you. I go prepare a place for you. And when I come back, I will receive you unto myself. Listen, you have to go up to the heavens. Go up there. Place yourself in there. Place your mind. Place your feelings. Place yourself. See yourself doing it. After a while, that help that you had just created come back down, get you and bring you up. Listen, if you keep looking up, and when I say up, not up in the sky, up in your mind, elevated your feelings, elevating your emotions, elevating your thoughts. You have to elevate everything. You have to, how do you ascend from the earth? You have to elevate your thoughts, your mind. You can't get the good things and think the bad things. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I'm telling you, you can't see bad and get good. When it says no good tree brings bad fruits, or no bad fruits bring good, no bad tree bring good fruits, or vice versa. You can't think negative and experience a positive life. That's not how it works. How do you meet your partner? And I know this don't sound like a message about meeting your partners. Because the truth is, this works for everything. This is not just about relationships. This is about creating a higher relationship for yourself, an elevated relationship within yourself. And when you can create that within yourself, the ones that you meet outside of yourself will be beautiful and they will be matching. The law is works for everyone the same. It doesn't, you can't go under or above the law. It works for all of us equally. Why did you recommend choosing a man that is consistent instead of a man that gives you reciprocal attraction? What is reciprocal attraction? What is reciprocal attraction? Can you explain what you mean? If a man is consistent, he's showing you who he is. And attraction don't show you any damn thing. Attraction shows you what you already think and what you already desire and what you already, think in your mind. Attraction, listen, an attraction is a memory. An attraction is a memory. Because you want to attract somebody mind, body, and soul. That's them fifth grade love. When everything looks, there's no responsibility. When you could just feel this way and live in two different houses, to have that is a beautiful thing. You can feel all the emotion and have this orgasmic relationship where that mind, body, and soul is in sync. Listen, do you know? I'm gonna tell you all this, and y'all probably won't understand or believe me. Do you know that if you want the way how you want to connect to someone that you can? Do you know that you can? Do you know? Do you know that if I find a woman, it doesn't have to be physical attraction or reciprocal attraction. It could be a woman who has the mindset that I love. or the behaviors. The woman who is compatible with my life. The one who is compatible with my life. The one who is compatible with my life. I don't have to be all this feelings, all this. I don't have to have all that. Do you know if she's compatible with my life, you know I can do the rest? Do you know that you have the power to do the rest? Well, you don't, but that's not what we want. That's not what we want. What we want, we want everything to come ready made. We want the microwave. You put it in the microwave. Listen, you put it in the microwave for 30 seconds and it steams. No, see, that's what we want. That stuff is usually not quality. It's not quality. It's cheap. And it dies very quickly. And I'm telling you what, it dies very quickly. If you can look back in your life, let's be honest for a second. If you can look back in your life, if you can look back at your life and see all the people that had gave you this strong attraction, this strong, how did it turn out? Do you still have them? Are you still drawn to them? Do you still love them? How long did it last? How long did it start to die? Come on, talk to me. The one that gave you the most stimulation, especially in the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, it always ends badly. Why is that? Do you know why that is? do you know why they F with you? Because that's not how it's. That's the microwave thing. You want somebody to come, snap my finger, bam, let me come be able to stimulate your body, your mind, and your soul. That is not their job. Number one, that's your job. That is not nobody's job. And when you're looking for somebody to do that job, that's your job. If you can't stimulate your own feelings, if you can't stimulate your own body, if you can't stimulate your own mind, I don't know what to tell you. It can't last. But when I learned to find a woman who just fits, compatible, and I could now create on the inside my thoughts and my feelings. Where does my thoughts, listen. If we learn here's our biggest issue. Here's our biggest issue. Damn, I did say I would do a live on soul ties. Lord, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Teradin, thanks for reminding me. What the heck was I saying? Here's our biggest issue. Why we can't get what we want. Why our life is always up and down. Let me tell you why. Because we allow the outside to give us the inside reaction. When the outside looks like this, we feel like this. When somebody does this, we think this. When somebody says this, we feel this. When the weather changes, our emotions change. When this changes, every feeling that we have comes from the outside. True or false? Every feeling that we have comes from the outside. You know why? Because we are being puppets. The outside control us. You see, when the outside control you, nothing comes to you that you desire. Your life is tumultuous. It's just torturing. Your life is way up and way down. Consistency, there's no control. There's no balance. Because the outside will always shift. It will never be the same. The outside can never be still. The outside will never stop. The outside cannot be controlled. So when the outside is doing the thing and it controls how you feel, how you think, you cannot win. You will always lose. You will always lose. You cannot be okay. So you want somebody to come so that your feelings and your thoughts and your emotions will align to those people from the outside. If it works like this, it doesn't last for long. That's why a lot of you all losing those people, because they become your God. Because every time they say, every time they move, every time they do, every time they go, your life is disrupted. Your entire peace, your love, your happiness is gone. They become your God, and God cannot keep those people around for long. Because thou shalt have no other gods before me. If somebody can stimulate you, if the life, listen, check this out. If the life that I'm giving you, if the life that I'm within you, if the life that I'm living within you, if the life, Imagine God saying this. If the life that I'm providing for you, if the life that's flowing through your bones and through your blood, if that don't stimulate you, then I have to remove what does. Come on now. If this ain't doing it, that can't. Listen, you ever been sick before? Have you ever been sick? Has anybody ever been sick? Have you ever been sick? Like, have you ever came close to the end? Seriously, have you ever been sick, man? Maybe you all never been sick before. Maybe you all have never. Maybe you all have never came close to the end. But you know, Speedy, you know if you came close to the end, Lord, the only thing that matters to you, Nikki, I heard you, girl, twice. Something like breast cancer. Oh my God. What's the one thing that you want when you're in that situation? It's life. It's life. Not a man, not a woman, not food. It's life. When you're on that place, it's life that you want, nothing else. There's nothing else. But if the life that you are and that you have and that's going through you cannot you're going to lose it. You can't keep nothing. If that life that you have, that you are, it's not pleasing and it's not stimulating, you're going to lose everything that you have. Everything will go so quickly. Everybody will leave you so quickly. Hit by a spider. Oh, man. So what am I saying? I'm saying learn to, that's not what I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying the man. I'm saying with the expectations of somebody from the outside to bring you all this soul, body, and all this stuff. Learn how to sit still and create that version of that life within you. Learn how to sit still and be in bliss. Can you sit still and experience bliss? Can you sit still and do nothing and experience happiness, pure joy, pure love? Can you just sit still and experience that thing? If you